I'm Fiona.
And I'm Will. I'm working in Shenyang for Creative Arts International Education. Shenyang is a pretty common example of a second-tier city in China. It's very big, growing very, very quickly. Don't be under any illusions if you came to a city like Shenyang or Ningbo that it's going to be the size of a city like York or Portsmouth. It's going to be very, very big. It's quite a fun city. It's quite nice. The city centre in itself is maybe lacking in some of the beauty that you will find in other Chinese cities like Guilin or Hangzhou, but it's got a small but good and active expat community. Once you've been teaching for a while, you begin to accumulate more and more classes. So we're a lot busier now than we were this time a year ago. Our average day looks very different now to what it looked like this time a year ago, but now our average day for a weekday, say for instance today, relatively busy weekday, we will come in at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to start our lessons, have 4 or 5 hours worth of lessons throughout the day, finishing at 8 o'clock in the evening.
I think the locals really like to help you learn.
Yeah.
So like if you get in a taxi, the taxi driver will be like, this is how you say this. If you say like an address wrong, they break it down for you. So they're really helpful actually.
We've also had Chinese lessons as well. It's very affordable to do it out here. It's probably sort of, how much did you pay for it? About 50 kwai an hour. It's about £5 an hour, which is pretty good if you want to be learning a language. In a city like Shenyang, it's a bit more sort of sink or swim. You need to learn your basics pretty quickly to get by day to day. It's not like Beijing or Shanghai where most people are speaking English relatively well enough to help you out a lot of the time. Out here it's a bit more, it's a bit harder. You've got to learn your basics quite quickly, I think. The cultural differences. There's and that encompasses pretty much everything, from stepping outside and seeing what the road looks like to seeing how people interact with each other in public. It's just very, very, very different. It's a lot louder, a lot less sort of emotionally suppressed. There's a lot more.
There aren't any queues. I
No
know it
queues,
sounds really
yeah.
silly to say, but there aren't any queues. Like people just push to the front, and if you don't push to the front, you're waiting another hour for your train because you've missed it. So
It can definitely give you a bit of a shock when you first get here.
it's quite nice because, like, I think Northern Chinese people are like really friendly. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I'd say so.
If they see you struggling, a lot of the time they'll go, "Come on, like, let me help you." So.
They'll tend to help you out. People will tend to help you out, but it can seem at first almost rude and sort of hard to get by.
Take a guidebook or something that has like a pinyin English dictionary in the back of it, or like Chinese text, because when I first got here I was like, this, and then they'd say, oh, it's this, and you kind of learn the language that way as well, so that was helpful. And we used it in Beijing as well.
Yeah, that was quite
the
useful.
palace. So yeah.
I'd say be prepared to be very, very patient for quite some time when you first arrive here. And if you're patient, I'd say it'll pay off, definitely.